Sports investors, how are you doing today? Welcome back to the Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, aka Michael Snackson, aka Bay O Wolf, aka Malcolm Excellence, aka Hacksaw Jim Thuggin. Today's Saturday, November 20th, 2021. It's about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the beautiful, lovely Queen City, aka the Republic of Cincinnati, and we're here on YouTube today. Make sure you like and subscribe to the show, please. Hit that like button, smash that like button, subscribe, sign up for notifications, hit that notification bell, leave comments at the end of the video after you've watched it. All right. Before I continue, I just want to remind you that if you feel you have a gambling problem, please do not listen to this show. Please contact your state or your local Gamblers Anonymous Association hotline, and hopefully they can get you the services you feel you need. Because on this show, we discuss sports investing through sports wagering, and we don't want to be any triggers to any negative behaviors for you. So please contact your state or your local Gamblers Help Group, and hopefully they can get you on the path to the straight and narrow. But those of you who remain, you will become profitable sports investors, as you were yesterday. On the podcast, the famed Rothstein Sports Investing Show podcast, that can be heard on the host Anchor.fm, but it's also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Podcasts, TuneIn, about 10 different places you can find it. All right, Spotify. All right, but yeah, we went 3-1. The one we lost yesterday was we went 2-1. I'm sorry. The one we lost was Houston and who was that? Whoever they were playing was supposed to go over. Memphis, Houston and Memphis. We took over 58, and it didn't even get to 50. But the three we won Air Force and. Or the two we won, Air Force and Nevada, they went to triple overtime, and it's called overtime for a reason, not undertime, right? You know, we went over on that, over 53, and we also had San Diego State -7 against UNLV, and they won by 8. They just barely won it for us. All right, so 2-1 yesterday, but. We don't dwell on wins. We don't dwell on losses. We keep going. And before I continue, just a reminder, 2 p.m. hour Eastern today, okay? Make sure you follow the Fame_Rothstein, FAME_ROTHSTEIN Instagram page. At 2 p.m., I'm going to have Randall Wyatt, a local boxing promoter, to kind of break down the fight. Okay, and I'm also at the 3 o'clock hour, I'm going to have former professional cruiserweight Samuel Brown Jr. to break down the fight. The fight being the Terrence Bud Crawford versus Sean Porter fight. All right, I'm going to give you my pick on the show today after I give you these 4 college football picks. All right, and speaking of which, let's get into the college football action. All right, noon. These first 2 games are at noon today. Noon kickoffs, noon Eastern. Army hosting UMass. Army hosting UMass. UMass is one of the worst teams in college football on all levels. Trust me. And Army is just too disciplined of a team for UMass to stay in the game for any real serious amount of time, unless there's inclement weather. Checked it. West Point, New York, supposed to be just fine. 50 degrees, whatever. Football weather. All right. Whatever Army's favored by, I know I teased it back to -34. It's like -130, -143 odds. Army -34. They'll probably cover the spread by halftime. Army. All right. Second game at noon, Wake Forest and Clemson. ACC action. Defense is just a rumor in the ACC. We're going to take that game to go over 55, all right? Over 55. I believe that's a tease back as well, okay? And then the 6 o'clock game, we have UTEP Miners, University of Texas El Paso, formerly Texas Western, hosting Rice, another one of the worst teams in college football. Okay, on any level. We're going to take UTEP minus 13. That's plus 132. I think UTEP's a 10-point favorite. UTEP's a little better. They're way better than Rice, but they're a little better than their record says. They've had some tough games. We're going to take them minus 13 against Rice, all right? And the last one is UConn at Central Florida. UConn leaving the chilly Northeast to come down to Central Florida. You know, that temperature change is not going to be blazing hot or anything like that, but just that temperature and environment change is going to mess with you, okay? We're going to take UConn, or we're going to take Central Florida minus 28 that game, all right? And the boxing match, Porter versus Bud Crawford, we're going to take Porter by a decision. He's a jinx. He's too unorthodox for a guy like Bud Crawford, okay? Porter's going to brawl you, box you. He's a very unorthodox fighter. We're going to take him by a decision. That's plus 900, all right? He's plus 1,000 to knock him out. Take him plus for the decision, all right? So let's recap. We're taking Army minus 34, okay, against UMass. Clemson and Wake Forest in Clemson, we're going to take them to go over 55, all right? And then there's 6 o'clock. We got UTEP hosting Rice. We're going to take UTEP minus 13. And then Central Florida hosting UConn. We're going to take Central Florida minus 28. And then boxing tonight, we're taking Sean Porter by a decision, all right? So there you have it. You got plenty of time. Get online, get in line, and get to the bag. And you know the show's motto, if there's games to be played, there's money to be made. We'll be back tomorrow here on YouTube and on the podcast. Told you how to find it. With more action from the NFL and to recap today's action. But in the meantime, let's hook up on social media if we're not, all right? My Twitter is at Biggie Rothstein, BIGGIEROTHSTEIN. Instagram at Fame_Rothstein, FAME_ROTHSTEIN. Okay, on Instagram, 2 p.m. hour, boxing breakdown. Okay, and my email address, RockyIzzy@yahoo.com, all right? ROCKYIZZY@yahoo.com, or FameRothstein@yahoo.com, FAMEROTHSTEIN, all right? But let's go get our action in. Let's be safe. Let's be courteous to one another. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about it, folks, on the podcast and here on YouTube. But until then, everybody stay safe. Peace.